Okay, hopefully you guys and girls can see what I see there on the screen of this laptop. We have got it up and running now. If you watch my other video, you'll know that this is going to my airman son out in San Antonio. So getting it ready for him. It's an old Ibuypower laptop, GTX 675 MX graphics card. Ought to be good for light gaming and what he wants to use it for, but I'm going to put Windows 11 on this, and I'm going to do this from the start. So what I would do, the first thing I would do is download CPU-Z. And I'm going to tell you why when we get this downloaded and installed. But if you see my other video, you probably know why. So I went to CPU-Z, Google searched it, it took me to CPU ID. I'm going to go down here to set up English. Click that. We don't need that ad right there. And then I'm going to click download now. And it's going to download up here, and we're just going to leave it up there for now. Because the next thing I want to do is I want to do a Windows 11 download. So I'm going to type in Windows 11 download. I'm going to go to the second choice is Microsoft's website right here. And I'm going to go down to the bottom. I'm going to select just the multi-edition ISO. Click download, and it's going to tell me to choose a language, and mine's going to be English United States. So I'm going to select that, click confirm, and then get 64-bit download, and we're going to download that next because we're going to need it too. And when that's done downloading, I'll show you what we download after that. But why those are downloading, why that one's downloading, we already have our CPU-Z downloaded. So we're going to go find that real quick, double click it, and there's a reason why we need this. So this is why I'm showing you. Accept, next, 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 and we can create a desktop icon, it doesn't matter, install. So we don't need the README file, so we're going to click finish. Once you install that, double click it and open it up. This is a nice tool for telling you, oh, I'm sorry, I bumped you there. This is a nice tool for telling you exactly what you have for hardware. But for what we're going to do here, we need to make sure it's got this right here, SSE 4.2. And I'll pull that over in the view a little bit better. And hopefully you can see that. I don't know if you can or you can't, but that's what you need is SSE 4.2, and we have it. So we're going to be able to go ahead with our install. Wow, that's dragging awful crazy. I can't say I like that, but look at that. It just floats around. All right, so this will show you other stuff. Like if you go to mainboard, it shows me the manufacturer is American Megatrends Inc., the date that it was done, all that good stuff. Memory, 12 gigabytes, DDR3 dual channel, and it shows you the speeds. That's the speed of your memory, the manufacturer of it. Graphics right here, you got a drop down, so this is going to have the onboard HD 4000 graphics, but also the GTX 675 MX, which you can see, if you can see that, it's got 4 gigabytes of DDR5 Samsung memory in it, 256 bits. So you can bench test on this thing, which is nice if you want to bench your CPU. Just simply bench it, and it'll show you your multi-core speed, and it'll show you your single-core speed. So I'll do that real quick while we're downloading the Windows 11. Then I'll shut you guys down until our guys and gals down until we get our download done of Windows 11, and then we'll work on getting it installed. So it's almost 300 on the single core, which that's still okay for gaming on most titles. We're doing updates on the machine too, so I'm going to get those downloads done, and then we will we'll go ahead and start working on the install. All right, we got the download of Windows 11 done, so now we're going to go and type in WINRAR for WinRAR. And we're going to do the WinRAR download here. This is a quick one. So we're just going to click. We want English 64-bit, so you gotta scroll down just a little bit to get that. I'll click it. It'll take just a couple seconds to download. We can close out our internet browser. We're gonna go open up our download folder, and there you're gonna find our WinRAR and our Windows 11 24H2 English 64 is what we downloaded from Microsoft. So double click the WinRAR, click yes, and go ahead and install it. Click OK after it's installed, and then done. Then we're going to go grab the Windows 11, click on it one time, and I'm going to drag it over to my desktop, just like this. So now that I got that dragged over there, I'll close this out. I want to go over to my Windows 11 24H2 x 64, and I want to right click it, and I want to scroll down. I'm going to move, actually let me move this over so you can see it better. So right there's our 24H2 download. We'll right click it, and we're going to click extract files. We'll click OK when it brings this box up, and it's going to extract the files real quick, and then we'll be able to proceed with the next part of our Windows 11 upgrade here on this old hardware that won't support Windows 11. So now that we got that done, we're working with this folder right here. That's what we extracted. So I'm going to double click that. You can see you got boot, EFI sources, support, auto run, boot manager, EFI, and setup. I just want to click down here in open space, right click it, go to new, and create a text document. So we're going to name that document setup. Click enter, and then I want to double click and open that document up, so it's going to pull this big window open for you. And I want you to type it just like this, setup, one more time. After that, go with a space bar, a /, product, space one more time, server. So just like that, setup, space, / product, space, server. Once that's done, I'm going to go to file and save it. And then I'm going to close it out, and that's going to take me back to this box again. So I'll double click on what we created to make sure it's in there. And sure enough, there it is. So now that I'm in here, I'll close this out one more time. I want to go up to this main file folder we got opened up that we created that new setup folder in, and I want to click, if you go to the top, you'll see File, Home, Share, and View. I'm going to click on View. I'm going to go all the way over here to the right. Well, I'll do that again. Go all the way over here to the right where it says Options and click it. And there it is right there. So once this second box opens up, you want to go to View, which is right in the middle. Go down to Hide Extensions for Known File Types. So just scroll down a little bit. You're going to see that option there. We're going to uncheck that. Click Apply. OK. And that's going to take us right back here to this window. You'll see your setup.txt. Right click it and rename it. When you do that, backspace, take out the txt and put in BAT for BAT file. And once that's in there, we're going to click enter, and it's going to ask you if you change a file name extension, the file might become unusable. Are you sure you want to change it? Yes, we are. So now we got our setup.bat file, and that's what you need to get ready for the Windows 11 install. So now I just went and installed Windows 10 on this, which means that I went in and done driver updates, and I loaded all my drivers on there. So I got stuff loaded on it that I don't want to lose. And you're going to be in that situation if you're working on your main computer or something for this. I'm just doing fresh installs, getting it ready to ship to my son in Texas that's in the Air Force. But for you, it could be different. It might be your main rig. So I want to show you what I'm going to do here because I don't want to lose all that stuff. So if you double click your new file you created, setup.bat, it's going to open up the installer for Windows 11. And I have a phone call coming in, so all right, I apologize for that. I got a phone call I had to take, so The last thing we did is we clicked install. The phone's going off again. I greatly apologize, people. When we get to this part right here, though, I don't know where I was at, so I'm going to close this out and just exit it for a minute, and we're going to start that process over. So we created our bat file, our new file down here, okay? Once we got that created, you double click it, and it's going to open up the installer, so you'll click yes here. And that'll get me right back to the point. So now you're on install Windows Server. Don't worry about it. If you have Windows 10 Home or Pro or whatever you got, when we're done, you're going to have Windows 11 Home or you're going to have Windows 11 Pro. So it's not going to affect that. But here's what I want to look at. I don't want to lose all my drivers and stuff. On the first one, I don't want it to download updates, so I'm going to click not right now. And then we're going to go to next. It's going to say we're getting a few things ready. So we'll go through this little stuff. It's checking the PC real quick. All right, so we're going to accept the applicable notices and the license terms. Here's where you want to get to. Choose what to keep. So on the choose what to keep, you'll see the top options: keep file settings and apps. Then you can keep personal files only, or keep nothing if you want to do a fresh install of Windows 11. I don't, because I don't feel like downloading all the drivers again, so I'm going to keep the file settings and apps and click next. And now it's going to say that it's making sure you're ready to install. So we'll let it go through this. This shouldn't take too long, I wouldn't think, but you know, this is the first time I've done it on a laptop, so we'll let it run through that. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. If it looks like it's going to be too long, then obviously I'll pause you guys and gals out and not make you suffer through it like I am, but you'll suffer through it doing your own install anyway. How's that? This will work on any. That's what we use the CPU-Z for, to make sure the processor has SSE 4.2. Any of the ones that aren't natively supported will work as long as it has SSE 4.2 on the Windows 11 24H2. Older processors that don't have that, like Core 2 Duos and stuff, is not going to work this way. And UEFI bootloader helps too. So we got it. We went to the next part. We're ready to install. You will be able to use your PC during installation, save and close, or you will not be able to use your PC during installation. So save or close all your files. We'll do that. We're going to install Windows 11 Pro, and we're going to keep file settings and apps. So I'm going to click the install button, and it's going to switch over to the blue screen. And I always wait. We'll wait together here because I want to see it go up to 1 to 2 or 3% and make sure it's going up on the install. And then we should let it go through the process, and hopefully when we're done, and we're starting to pick up now, I see 1% up there. So hopefully when we're done, we'll cut you back on and have Windows 11 Pro on our old i7 laptop, and I think it's a 3rd generation. I don't remember what the processor is, but we'll look at that when we get it booted back up. You don't need to know that. You just need to know how to install Windows 11 Pro on unsupported hardware or on your older laptop, you know, like I am. I'm getting this thing ready. The reason I do it this way is because doing the Windows Server method like this makes it a cleaner, legitimate install, if that makes sense. It's bypassing the TPM 2.0 requirements and the secure boot. Thank you, Microsoft, for requiring that. But this way will update. So I'll explain that more to you at the end of the video. But this way your Windows will update and all your apps and stuff will work. Nothing will be broken from butchering it to try to delete that stuff. So we're just going to do it the way that Microsoft meant for the Windows servers to be installed, and we'll bypass the check marks and get a fully working Windows 11. So I will cut it back on when we're ready to boot into the new Windows 11. All right, this is the screen you're going to get after the blue install screen is complete. Your computer's going to restart, and then it's going to come up on this screen right here where it says it's working on updates. If you get to this point, if you're going to have a failure, it'll be in this point. But the only way you would possibly have a failure is if it's like I said, more than likely you don't have SSE 4.2 support, or you don't have a UEFI hard drive or UEFI BIOS. So that can cause problems too. In that case, you might want to use like a Rufus bootloader. But we're getting close. We're 30% there. We're going to let this go, and then I'll catch you on when we're back, or not back, but when we get into Windows 11. And this is what you should see if everything goes properly. That's right, we are into the Windows 11 screen now. You can see our files and stuff here. It saved all my drivers. I'll go to the device manager. Right there, open it. Oofta, that loaded a little slower than I like. I still got to find a card reader driver, but if I go to display adapters, there they are. So it kept all my drivers and everything in there. They're still there, which is good. We now have Windows 11 on a Ibuypower laptop here. We go to System. I'm going to show you right there, Windows 11 Pro 24H2. We installed it on 2/19 of 2025. This has an i7, Intel i7 3630QM at 2.4 gigahertz with 12 gigs of RAM. So we went from Windows 10 Pro to Windows 11 Pro, and just to show you it's going to stay activated, we'll click product key and activation, and you can see that it's in an active state with a digital license. So it will stay activated when you do this. I'm going to personalize this. I like the dark theme, and I think you'll be able to see things better if I go that way. So we're going to go to settings. If you don't know how to do this, personalization, colors. I'm going to change light to dark and turn transparency off. And there you go. You can probably see this stuff a little bit better. So let me go back to the system one more time. I'm going to show you something else too since we're in this screen. That shows you the information about the laptop. But let's go to Windows Update, because you don't believe me it won't work, so I'll show you that it will. I don't think you wouldn't believe me for a second. There is a disclaimer I'm going to go over though. You can see Windows updates are downloading right there. They're going to work just fine. So you can try this on your unsupported hardware. I have another video that did it, but I did this one to kind of condense it and to show you that I'm going to do it on an old laptop, and you watch me go through the steps of it. It's a 3rd generation i7. I am getting this ready for my son. He's in the Air Force and he needs just something that he can game with. And this has back in the day it was a good graphics card, but now hopefully it'll work for some light gaming for him. I think it will. We thermal pasted it and stuff like that. But there'll be a whole nother video on the laptop itself, but going through and doing all that stuff for you though, this was the Windows 11 install video. It works though. I mean, you can see that we've got updates working on it nicely. So we can close that out. The other thing that people say don't work when they do this kind of stuff is terminal. So I'm going to go to the search and click in TERM. It's going to be terminal app, and let's see if it works. There it is. Windows PowerShell terminal loaded right up, so no problem there. This thing's going to do some updates, obviously, because we just seen it doing it. So we're going to let it do that, and there's your Windows 11 working install right here. All right, that's going to do it for the Windows 11 upgrade here. A couple of things I want to go over on this one. This is a 3rd generation Intel i7 processor, but it did have the SSE 4.2 support. And you want to make sure that you have that with CPU-Z or another software. I recommend just using CPU-Z. And you'll see that on the video, so make sure you do that, and that it's got SSE 4.2 in the instructions on the processor. If it doesn't have it, it will not work on 24H2, so keep that in mind. Furthermore, if you're a gamer and you're into gaming, I need you to pay attention on this. You may have a problem upgrading after you upgrade to Windows 11 with certain games not wanting to run because you do not have secure boot. You can report it in the comments if you upgraded this way and have that problem. I don't know. Some people say they did have a problem, other people don't. And I've heard that just off PCs that I've sold that I had upgraded to Windows 11 this way. So if you have an issue with it, as a gamer in particular, you need to pay attention to it. I think Valorant was one of the games I got a complaint on, that if you had Windows 11 on it, it would ask, it wouldn't run because you didn't have secure boot. So keep that in mind. But this has been a fun one. I mean, we literally took a laptop that come with Windows 8 originally. I've had Windows 10 on it for I don't know how long, but we have upgraded it to Windows 11 Pro, and it seems to function fine. We got updates and terminal working, so looks like for all intensive purposes it's going to be fine. I think the updates will work fine until we get to a feature update. And what a feature update is going to be a new version of Windows 11. I think once the feature update hits, the new one, that you'll be able to, I'll suspect that you'll be able to install it the same way we did this, but I'll do a video when the time comes and when that comes out. But thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, comment them. Or if you just want to say, hey, thanks a lot for the video, you're welcome to do that too. I do reply to the comments personally. I take that stuff seriously. But make sure you like, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to keep doing videos like this for you guys and gals, because I know that Windows 10 is coming to an end in October, and Windows isn't going to support it anymore. So we got to figure out a way to make our old hardware get with the new software. Been another good STEMsation video. Thank you once again, and we'll catch you on the next one.